do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. What type of tree? A geometry. Ladies and gentlemen, with that said, notebooks, take them on out right now. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we actually have another exciting day of quarantine math, and there are lots and lots of notes. So let's get right to it. Do. So, learning target. What we're going to do today is review the area and circumference of a circle. Okay? So today we're going to review the area and circumference of a circle. These are concepts that you should have seen earlier in your math career, but it may have been a while. So let's go over them. So there's a lot of definitions, so it's good for us to have our notebooks out as we go over them. Okay, first one. First one is a circle. Okay, now a circle is just a collection of points that are equal distance from a given point called the center. Okay, and the distance is known as the radius, represented by the letter R. Okay, forgive my circle here, it's a little bumpy, but notice what it's basically saying is like each point from the center to the edge should be equal distance. Okay, so the point from here to there is going to be equal distance from here to here. And it should also be from here to here. However, I know my circle is a little bumpy, and I'm sorry about that. Alright, now, next one. Well, first it's the radius, so let's look at what the radius is. Oh no. Alright. Let's see if we get this all in here. So basically the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. Okay? So the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. We use the letter R to refer to radius. Okay? So the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. And we use the letter R to represent radius. Diameter. Diameter is a chord that cuts the circle in half. Okay? So a diameter is a chord that cuts the center and circle in half. The diameter is equal to 2 radii. I was about to say radiuses, but there's no such word, so the diameter is equal to 2 radii. And the letter used to refer to the diameter is D. You know, due to the fact that the diameter is equal to 2r, we could say that 2r is equal to D. Alright. I actually said I gave you a word here, and let me just give you the definition. Chord is a line segment from one side of the circle to the other. Okay, so a chord is a line segment that goes from one side of the circle to the other. And the diameter is a special type of chord. Basically, it's a chord that goes through the center of the circle and cuts the circle into two equal parts. Alright, let's continue. Alright, circumference. Let's try to zoom in a little bit here. So the way that I think of circumference, the circumference is the perimeter around a circle. Okay, it's the edge of the circle. Let's see if I can do a better circle here. Alright, so the perimeter of the circle is known as the circumference. And there's a formula. Circumference is equal to, we designate it by the letter C, and we say that it's equal to 2 pi r. Since 2 radiuses, as we mentioned, is a diameter, we could also say that C is equal to d pi. There are 2 formulas. Both are nice. Okay. Area of a circle. The area is the region inside the circle. Oh, sorry, inside the circumference. And what that would refer to is, if that's the circumference, the area is everything inside. Okay? There's only one formula that we use. We say A, which is area, is equal to pi r squared. Okay? Last thing I want to remind you guys about is the letter pi. So pi is the Greek symbol. I don't know. Pi is a Greek symbol. It's roughly equal to 3.14. Sure, you guys have all seen that before. But realize it's a non-repeating, non-terminating decimal. Okay? So actually, 3.14 is only the beginning. You know, it goes on and 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 on. Alright, let's see a few examples. Okay. Now, in these particular cases, we will need a calculator. So you should have a calculator in hand. Let us say that we are given a radius. Now let's say the radius is 5 inches. Okay? We would like to find the circumference and the area of this circle. Well, we just write down the formulas. So we have, in terms of radius, so let's say 2 pi r. Well, radius is 5, so this is actually 2 pi 5. And well, that becomes 2 times 5 is 10 pi. And since we were thinking in terms of inches, we could just say inches. Alright, so units are very important to have in this case. Next thing I want to mention is basically we can leave this in this form right here as it is. This is perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong. There's no reason why we need to change it. Usually in college, when we're solving stuff, we leave it in terms of pi. Also, many times in tests, we leave it in terms of pi. But let's say, for the sake of argument, we want to turn that into an actual number that's more concrete. We just say 10. 10. And then we need to find the pi symbol. In this case, my pi symbol is right there. If you don't have a pi button, you can just put in 3.14, and I want that as a decimal. Well, let's say 10 times 3.14, and that would just be 31.4 and a little something else, but we just need that much. Okay. Now, in terms of area, we have the formula of pi r squared. Let's plug in r, so that's 5 squared. This becomes 25 pi. And again, this is a perfectly legitimate answer, but let's say we want a decimal. 25 times 3.14. And again, we use our calculator. 25 times 3.14 is 78.5. Now here again we're in inches, but the only difference is we're not dealing with we're dealing with area, so that's inches squared. So we're thinking about two-dimensional space as opposed to one-dimensional space. Okay. Another case is, instead of being given a radius, we are instead given a diameter. And let's say that the diameter is 20 feet. Well, in this case, again, circumference is 2 pi r. We could either divide this by 2 or just say it's also equal to d pi. So that's just going to be 20 pi and feet. If we want pi, we could just if we want to get rid of pi, we just plug that as 3.14 or use a calculator that can quickly convert that. And then the area is equal to pi r squared. Since the diameter is 20, that implies that the radius would be half that, so 10. 10 squared is 100, so we have 100 pi feet squared. And that, my friends, is that. See you next time.